Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Rhonda Cimarelli, and I am the owner and founder of A Balanced Life for You, a personal empowerment coaching and training company specifically for women entrepreneurs. The topic today is stay motivated during downtime. Let's begin with motivation itself. Motivation is a perception, and perception is everything. After all, change how you look at the world, and the world will look different. Consider this. Are you looking at the glass as half empty or half full? You know what? Either way, you are absolutely right. The only difference, it's whether or not you're focused on a positive or negative outcome. Now, motivation, the definition of motivation is the general desire or willingness to do something, and it's also the reason for acting or behaving in a certain way. Now, today, as I talk to you, my intention is to not just help you get yourself motivated, but to figure out why you might not actually be motivated as much as you would like to be. So consider this. If motivation, according to the dictionary or the definitions, is the reason you want to get up and take action, and you find that you're not motivated to take the action, you may want to consider asking yourself a simple question. Why? Why not? Why am I not motivated? Do I why do I want to get up? Why should I get up? Why do I want to take action? Ask yourself these whys. The term action simply implies getting into motion, doing an activity or a task or something thereof. And you know what? As you move forward, what's happening? You're making progress. You're feeling fulfilled. There's a purpose there. You know, Sir Isaac Newton said, an object in motion will stay in motion, and an object at rest will stay at rest. So consider this. If you're not moving forward, you're either standing still or worse yet, you're falling backwards. And in the grand scheme of life, our goal is to actually grow. It's to move forward. It's to make progress. And if you're staying still or moving backwards, at the very least or the very best, you're stuck. You're stuck right here in this playing field. So, how do you know if you're moving forward and making progress and growing in the areas of your life and business? And how does this correlate to motivation? You might be asking. Well, I'm really glad you're asking yourself that because since motivation is derived from a willingness or a reason to do something or behave in a certain way, it's important that you understand what drives you to take action. Yeah, important to you. Because what drives you is probably not the same as what drives me or my neighbor. What goals do you have for your business? What goals do you have for your life? And is there a purpose for setting that goal? Yes, I did say purpose because you need to know why you're setting the goal in the first place. And that reason is the backbone to your mission. Now, it's interesting with this goal and mission and purpose concept because years ago, I worked with a woman whose sole purpose, she said, for starting her new business as an independent consultant, because she wanted more money so that her family could go on a vacation or go on many vacations. At that point, they had planned, I believe, at least 3 for the year. And it was really important for her that I have money. She says, without this business, my family won't have any spending money. Okay. Well, that sounds like a big enough goal for me because if I want my family to have fun while we travel, I mean, traveling is expensive enough, but I want to have fun, not just go to the destination. I want to be able to do an experience. Well, we would check in periodically. This is before I was in my coaching business. And every week she would have a reason why, she wasn't making money, she wasn't building her business. And those reasons were really excuses. So, long story short, in the long run, she ended up quitting her business. And as part of a follow up, I did ask her, so, how important was it that her family had the extra money? She says, we went, we had fun. So the purpose of that story is to let you know, just because I say I want more money so I can do this, it has to be a big enough why. So it's not uncommon for entrepreneurs to set money goals. And oftentimes I find it really amusing because when I say, what's your goal? I want to make more money. I'm going to give you a penny, 1 cent, and say, here, mission accomplished. You're done. Congratulations for reaching that goal. So you really want to be clear, crystal clear on for what purpose do you want more money? How important is it and why? We're going to move into this in a few minutes. So let me back up just a minute. The way I was introduced to the concept of this mission and purpose goes a little like this. My mission in life is ultimately going to be linked to my legacy. It's the big picture of what I desire to accomplish in my lifetime. And my purpose, it's kind of the kick or the reason why I have this big mission. It's the reason behind it. So here's an example. My mission is to inspire and empower 5 million people in my lifetime to become their very best version of themselves, him or herself, to feel confident, to feel self-assured, to experience the fun, freedom, fulfillment, the lifestyle that they deserve, so that they're waking up every day saying, I love my life, even though the day might be a little crappy. But I want them to be able to do this and learn how to do it without experiencing levels of guilt and without experiencing high levels of regret. All right, so learning how to love life, not just live life. So the reason behind this big mission or my greater thing in life is because I desire to make a positive impact on the world. And I know it's up to me to be the change that I want to see in the world. So that's why I've chosen a very special niche to work with. I work with mompreneurs. Why? Because they are the epicenter. They're the nucleus of the families. So think about everything. A lot of your life revolves around mom with the kids and the spouse and the house and the environment, and the way that we teach our kids. After all, more is caught than taught. So I know that when I can help mom calm her chaos inside and out, regain control, have the confidence and the self-esteem, great communication skills, emotional management, time management, guess what's going to happen? She is the best version of herself. And what happens after that? It ripples into the family. Yeah, it ripples into the kids and the spouse and the environment and social and goes on and on and on. So will I know for sure if I reach my 5 million? Probably not in my lifetime. But my mission, my vision, my purpose, it's strong enough. And that's what keeps me motivated every day, every week to get up and do something towards that goal because it's really important to me. So let me ask you, do you know what your mission in life is? Do you have a purpose? If you're not sure, I have a little exercise for you. It is simple, it's somewhat repetitive, and it goes like this. Today, I want you to ask yourself, for what purpose did I actually get up today? Was it to get up and go to work, to start a new business, to expand on my business, to make more money, to care for my kids? What was the purpose for you getting up today? So whatever it is, whether it was to take care of the kids or to make more money, I want you to ask yourself again, for what purpose? Why do I want to make more money? And you're going to repeat this process over and over until you become very crystal clear about what's going to happen. You're going to hit your core values. Yes, you're going to hit your core values. It's what you're deeply, deeply connected to. They are what drive you to take those actions. And when you're acting or behaving outside of those values, guess what? That's when you're experiencing guilt and regret and other things that we're going to talk about in just a minute. Now, my values, my top values are honesty, integrity, and excellence, because I have a pet peeve. This is a little hint. I have a pet peeve about people who lie or cheat or steal or tell me they can do things when they have no intention of actually doing them, or they know that they actually can't fulfill it. And I have a pet peeve for excellence, because I was always taught if you can do a job, do it right and do it well, or else you'll find time to do it over again. And that's a waste of my time and energy. So honesty, integrity, and excellence are my core values. And they are what drive me. They're my guidance system for making the decisions that I make, designing the programs that I design, working with my clients the way I work with them. And as you can imagine, when I'm outside of my core values, it's a little wonky. I am not getting the results that I expect. So speaking of action, have you ever noticed that when you take your actions and you move forward and you're getting the results that you like, you're pretty excited, right? You're like, yes, I can do it. And you keep doing those type of actions. But what can happen is one day you say, okay, I'm going to try something different, or I'm going to take another action step. And the results that you get, or the outcome that you get, is not quite what you thought it would be. It's not your desired outcome, right? So what happens with that? Well, you could do one of two things. You could let it go, or what happens to a lot of people is, oh, that wasn't the result. So let me start examining this result that I got, the outcome that I have. And then I start overthinking it. And then I become a little bit more frustrated. And once I become frustrated, it's can kind of put me in a place of what I call shock, or like, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe it didn't happen. It might just depend on where you are with your plans. And then you might say something like, crud, I thought this would be easier. And that can lead into something called denial. Denial is when you begin to slow down, you're withdrawing, and then you end up procrastinating. Have you ever procrastinated? I know I have. Procrastination at this stage happens, and there are a couple of reasons why it can happen. One, it might be too hard. You might think it's too hard, or it's taking too long, or I just don't understand. A lot of these are perception, how you're viewing this. Maybe you just don't really want to do that anymore, and you think that you're supposed to be doing that. Maybe it's just not fun. You're not enjoying it. Now, here's the kicker about procrastination. If you stay there for too long, you know where that leads? It's a feeling called fear. Fear will begin to settle in. The fear that I'll fail again, fear that I'll look stupid. And that starts building that self-doubt. It starts creeping in. And you start saying things like, well, you know what? Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I'm not supposed to be an entrepreneur. Maybe I'm supposed to do something else. So you really start doubting your abilities. Now you can move out of fear, but you'll probably do it first when you hit this stage of being angry. Because if I can't do it, then you start evaluating things going, well, wait a minute, maybe I can. But you know what? It has something to do with me. That course that I took, well, I didn't learn anything from it. Or that person I hired to do my website, well, they did a really jacked up job. Or they didn't put my products or services where they were supposed to be. I can blame a lot of people for a lot of things that didn't go right in my life, and that's making me stuck exactly where I am. That's probably not a good place to be, right? But you're angry. You're angry at the world, blaming and complaining and justifying. And this is where most people get stuck. This is why you're not motivated to do anything, because you're angry. So at this point, you have a choice. You can keep blaming everybody and everything for what's going on around you, or you can decide, all right, I'm the one that hired the web designer. I'm the one that hired this person. I'm the one that took that action step. Own it. Own the actions that you took. Own the results that you have, and let go of the things that you don't have control over, and decide to take control of the things that you can, because it is up to you to be that voice, to lead by example. Now, should you take this challenge and let it all go, decide to refocus and recommit yourself, guess what? Now you're in a place of excitement again. And so the cycle begins all over. This is called your emotional cycle. And it is so incredibly important to understand where you are, because motivation has everything to do with where you are in the cycle. Now, it may sound lengthy, everything that I just went through, but here is the goal: for you to be able to move through this emotional cycle in a matter of minutes, instead of taking days, weeks, months, or perhaps even years. This might be where you are. So awareness is the first step in this emotional cycle. Where are you? If you're feeling stuck, you're somewhere between that denial and anger stage. Now, you're going, okay, this is great. I hope you're thinking this great, because now we're going to talk about some strategies to get remotivated, recommitted. Now, keep in mind, motivation is what I consider subjective, right? Because you are not motivated by the same things I am. Your core values may not be the same as mine. So these steps may not apply to every single person watching this, but they will work. So here's some tips for staying motivated during this unprecedented time of change. I'm going to challenge you. Identify your top 5 core values. Write them down. Write them down in a mission statement. Like, your mission statement is bigger than you, right? What is it that you want to accomplish or give back or do or give back to this world? Be the change that you want to see. So write down in detail. Now, as human beings, here's the thing about motivation. We either want to move towards pleasure or away from pain. And if putting the things out there that you really want and desire are not motivating you to take the steps, well, let's do a little reverse psychology for a moment. Let's talk about the pain. What's it going to be like or feel like if you don't accomplish this? If you don't have this in your life, who else will this be affecting? How's it going to feel? Imagine that for just a minute. Next, I want you to write out in detail, what steps do you need to accomplish this mission? Okay, because you have to have that purpose of why. So what steps do you need to take along the way? Do you have stepping stones? Do you have trail markers to know that you are moving in the right direction? Because if you don't, how will you know you're on the right path? Have you ever gone on a state hiking trail? They're usually in the middle of nowhere. You pull into the side, they have a little box where you write your name down and how many people are with you just in case you ever get lost. So once you sign in and you have your group all together, you make a decision as to which trailhead you're going to use. And they oftentimes are your short and easy route or your longer, more difficult routes, right? So as you're walking through the trail, you may, should you dare, venture off the marked trail. And a couple of things can happen depending on your sense of direction. One, you might get back on track pretty quickly. You might go on the different trail marker, which could make your day either shorter or longer than you originally anticipated. Or you might fall into a long lost, I have no idea where I am. I can't find my trail markers. I can't identify anything, and I'm lost. And I'm lost for hours or even days. So that's kind of like your journey right now. Where are you? Oh my gosh. So to get yourself motivated, I'm going to give you a really quick synopsis here of things that will help you. You want to use more of your senses. You want to use visual, right? Visualize. You can make a dream board, write all those things on your dream board. I have one in my office. And it's very, very simple. And it was just stick drawn about where I want to be and the things that I want to accomplish and bring to this world. Make a list. Some people love a list of things that they want to do. And close your eyes and use your mind's eye to visualize this, what it's going to look like and feel like. You want to use your auditory. You want to hear it. Now, what am I talking about there? Well, what I've done is I have my voice recorder on my phone, and I have on there a beautiful description of my mission and what I'm going to be doing and who I'm going to impact and why I'm going to be impacting and the income that it brings to me. And I have that on my recorder, and I get to listen to it every morning and every night. Now, language is really important. Language can either make or break your motivation. So think about what I said earlier. You fall into that procrastination, that despair, the angry. Those are negative energy. So only use positive language. I have a 7-day no crap BS challenge that's really, really good to help bring your awareness to that. If you'd like to know more about it, just let me know. Periodically, I put it on my Facebook business page. But I think it's so powerful because you only want to use positive language, and consider writing out a mantra or a declaration. So a declaration is something that I am, and mantra is kind of, it is. So mantra, money is easily and frequently, all day long, unexpected sources. Sorry, I got distracted. And declaration is I am empowered. I am successful. I am determined. Okay, you are. And as you're working with this language, be aware of the ants, automatic negative thoughts, okay? Feel it, see it, feel it, touch it. Now, I really hope that this has helped you to identify why you might not be motivated during this unprecedented time. So I want to encourage you to use these steps, identify where you are on that emotional cycle, and write these things down as I've suggested. Give me feedback on this. And I hope you have a better understanding of all of these. Now, if you have questions about how to begin or how to implement these strategies, be sure to schedule a free strategy session with me at abalancedlifeforyou.com/apply. On that page, you'll see a little questionnaire. Fill it out because it helps us make the most of our time together. And I want you to dream big. I'm Rhonda Cimarelli with A Balanced Life for You. Thanks.